Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This is The Divide.
With Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart-Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together. So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together. Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And welcome everybody to The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. It's hot, Philly.
It's hot.
Oh my God. It's the hottest weekend ever.
And Bert doesn't have AC
in the
right
history of the world right now. I'm not even exaggerating.
I know, it said
it's
that.
literally
said
the
that.
hottest weekend in the history
Yeah.
of the world.
That's crazy.
And then poor Bert doesn't have AC.
No.
That sucks. I was there last year. I came home from vacation
Right.
to broken air condition.
Yeah.
You had a broken AC a few years back.
did,
I remember the guys were
I
in
feel
and
like
out.
it's like a rite of passage. And it only happens.
Well, of course, in the summer when you're running
Right.
the AC nonstop, but the hottest week ever.
Yeah.
Good God, man.
Good luck getting somebody out there too. Like that's kind of hard.
They say someone was telling me in Phoenix or somewhere in Arizona, because Arizona's been hot
Yeah.
forever, but
Right.
specifically this week, it's been like 120 outside, but the asphalt gets even hotter. So like people that like there's burn units that you would get admitted to the burn unit because you trip, fall, and your skin touched the pavement.
No. Oh,
Because
dear
it's like
God.
close to 180 to 200 degrees. So you're burning your skin just by falling on the ground.
Yeah, we're in the 90s, and then by Sunday it drops down to 80. That's your weather report.
That's a good
on
golf day right
Fox-
there.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, after that's the funniest part, right? Because like 80 degrees is always unbearable until you have to deal with 90 for like 3 days, and then all of a sudden it's like I should get a sweater. Like it's everything's relative when it comes to temperature. It's so funny.
Speaking of golf,
Yes.
you sent me something the other day about which president you would want to
Yes.
have a round of golf with.
Mhm.
And this gave choices, but we can just
Go through it.
go through whatever because golf's
Yeah.
been around for a long time.
Right.
Actually, when was golf invented? Let's make sure we're historically accurate for our hypothetical here.
I know baseball is like 160 years old. So
I feel like golf is stupid old.
has to be older.
Where's the swing it and ding it, guys? I feel like they would know. Oh my God. Oh no, not golf. Not gold
who
golf. 1744. So we can say
jeez.
we can say in the history of America,
Fred Flintstone was there.
any president. So who would you want to go and play around with?
So I'll go my top dog right now.
Go ahead.
JFK.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my first.
He did have a pretty swing.
Yeah.
Nice swing.
I just love his accent. I would love his
Chowder.
the,
Some chowder.
the banter. And also like after 18, that after party is going to be pretty dope.
That's if you make it through 18.
Uh,
I think you and JFK are done by the turn.
I thought
You guys
he
are
gets
gone.
assassinated?
No. You're flagged. You're drunk. Not that. Not
Like
that
grassy
turn.
knoll,
Not that turn, buddy. You're not playing into us here. Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I thought I was going down. Like, oh no.
No, the turn from 9 to 10.
Okay. Yeah,
no,
fair.
No, but the after
Oh,
party,
man.
my God. You guys
Yeah.
are leaving after 9 and you're gonna have one hell of a night.
Nuts.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. They're gonna find so many things in your system.
My boss from PC Richard, Anthony Bold, he was like, what about FDR? Wasn't he in a wheelchair? Like he wanted the handicap thing so he could go cart path.
Cart path only, so he didn't
only.
have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
my God. I'm going George W. Bush Jr.
Let me watch
Yeah.
watch this drive.
We're not standing for terrorism. I watched this drive and he rips it.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is. Like, I guess I'd be more inclined to pick somebody else if there's more recorded presidents golfing.
Yeah, look, Obama was definitely on the links enough, right? And Trump obviously too, but I feel like he's got some funny math when it comes to his card for sure. Like he's got an eraser on that side, Trump.
Golf with Clinton, it'd be interesting.
Oh man.
I bet you'd
Again,
have, he'd
the
have
after
that
party.
He'd have that cart girl wrapped around his finger. This is getting crazy.
Oh, nuts,
let's
man.
go back to baseball
Yeah.
here. Baseball, Philly.
Mm.
It's heating up, Philly, and it is not just
Crazy.
the weather. Great week taking 2 out of 3 out of the Orioles, doing the Yankees a favor. Tough matchup, and close games too. So it's really actually
crazy close, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the one you guys dropped was close. And then the Pirates come to town today and the weekend.
It's like being on
I'm
vacation.
sorry, you go to the Pirates. They don't come to town. We go to the Pirates.
Beautiful ballpark, probably.
Great ballpark, and a beautiful chance to sweep the Pirates and then head down to Miami for 4 games. I mean, dude, Philly, you guys are in a great, again, week after week, we keep saying you're in a good spot. Definitely in a good spot for wild card. Are you going to catch up to Hotlanta?
Well, yes. No, I don't think that. I think that's not going to happen. But what you have to be excited about is, one, your ballpark was packed all weekend. So that's exciting from a fan base. So the fan base understands now, like, oh, this is important, because last year nobody showed up to that ballpark till about September.
I was going to say the end of August.
Yeah, because nobody understood the wild card race. Like, they really didn't yet. And now it's as important as catching Atlanta. And I think that they're going to be playing playoff atmosphere type baseball when they're at home for the majority of the rest of the season, which is great. Advantage Philly, advantage that team, because they feed off that crowd. Bryce Harper does. I mean, him at first base has been amazing. And I say that as a guy who loves that position and gets annoyed when people just think it's a plug and play position. I think it's one of the hardest positions to do in a good and be good at it, like a Keith Hernandez, a John Olerud, and then a guy like Ryan Howard, who was good, but obviously that was the position he had to be okay with. And same thing goes with Pete Alonso. Like, Pete is not a good first baseman. Neither, you could argue Rhys Hoskins isn't either.
I feel like
bats,
go ahead.
Yeah, their bats are the reason why they play there, especially before DH. So, Harper going out, making an unassisted double play, actually jumping in the crowd, Corey.
Oh,
to
stop.
catch it.
Stop it.
To catch a ball. Dude, I thought he was going to die. Like, literally, that man did not care about his own life.
Neither did Jeter. I'm not going to have this argument every year with it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to have this argument
exactly
every year.
a year from last year, just so you know. Yeah, Michael K says Derek Jeter makes the catch, and then like a decade goes by, and then he dives into the stands.
No, the moment it was 2 steps.
I don't care what you say. You could have stopped. If he hit the wall, it'd be one thing. And look, he got messed up by doing it, but I think he was doing it because the competitiveness in him, A-Rod's there. He's just letting people know that he's that dude. But I think it was, I don't know. I think it was avoidable as a human being. I think. And,
no. Because we've called ourselves a divide, and we haven't really argued on the show. Let me tell you something, Philly. For the record, the Yankees played the Mets 2 days this week, 2 games. The Mets took the first game. The Yankees took the second game. Let me just paint a picture of our group chat. The first night where the Mets were up like 7-0.
Yes.
Mike Powers, the Mets would be so good if they played in the Bronx.
Meanwhile,
it was one guy. It was and Vogelbach got lucky.
Bogey got a hoagie.
It was Alonso had like 5 ribbies when you sent that.
Nuts, dude.
But the very next night, crickets. Crickets. I guess they're not so good in the Bronx the second night.
Yeah. 3-1. Nobody was good that night.
Ridiculous.
The ball just wasn't going out.
Ridiculous. The ball. There was a problem with the ball.
It probably was.
So trade deadline.
It just felt good to see an offense actually click, and that was my argument. Like, maybe it could be.
That's not what you said.
But it could also maybe because your fans were there. There was a packed crowd. I don't know. It was a great first game, and I'm like, all right, now we're with house money. But it feels like the Mets and Yankees always split those series.
They do.
And it's annoying.
I can't remember in years past it's been at least, I want to say, since before 2012, where I remember just the Yankees sweeping the Mets. I think for the most part, it's been 50-50 every year since.
And also, Phillies get Baltimore, Braves get Boston. I feel like normally the Phillies get the better end of that deal. But this year, not so much, because Baltimore is actually playing their butts off.
Unreal.
But, so I rather would have been playing your team. And I'm glad that the Mets split. So whatever, we're in purgatory. Like, it just feels like, are we out? Are we in? It sounds like the Mets are sellers now. So let's see what they sell. They don't have much to sell, just some old pitchers and a closer, really, and maybe some guys that could come off the bench, like a Matt Stairs type guy. Like I could see Vogelback or somebody like that, or Canna going to be that fourth guy. A guy that did get traded, and last year when he got traded to a team, that team ended up in the World Series, and that's Noah Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard got moved from LA to Cleveland in exchange for Ahmed Rosario. So two guys that used to play for the Mets now just flip teams.
Instantly got better.
Yeah, I guess, right?
Instantly.
Yeah, as soon as they left. So shout outs to Noah. Enjoy your new team. And I hope maybe you'll be in the World Series again. Who knows? But that guy's going to have more playoff experience than everybody else on the Mets since 2015.
And trade deadlines come August 1st.
Yeah, August 1st.
Yeah, August 1st. So next Tuesday.
Yeah, you're
on
terrible
Tuesday,
with math.
I'm terrible with the calendar. But it's coming up, and I feel like Phillies, Mets haven't really done anything. Same thing over in the AL. The Yankees are just small moves here. A lot of rumors of like Alec Boehm.
Yeah.
Not lasting past the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
That's nuts.
And it's not a knock on him. I mean, he's had a serviceable year.
Mm-hmm.
He's if he was on the Yankees, it would be an average stat. He's batting 279.
We'd have a shirt.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be like, get him in the lineup now. He's 26, has yet to reach any sort of big arbitration, and he could still have some life in him. So whether or not he stays on Philly, and who else they were looking at, Sosa might not make the cut. Rumors that they're trying to shop him around along with Josh Harrison. So a good utility guy, someone that can benefit any team. But it all depends on what they're looking for.
Yeah, no, it's a lot going on, but also not a lot because even you look at teams that are 6.5, the Reds were like a week ago. Now they're back in it, and you got to kind of really, there's not that big of a market. And now the biggest fish in that market was said, he's not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
By the way, we tried to get that sound drop. You cannot find an edited version of Wolf of Wall Street. No. I know because I saw it in theaters with my mom on Thanksgiving.
So we all with it.
That opening
Thanksgiving
scene,
or Christmas, whatever. It was a holiday.
It was probably Christmas.
So we all went. We didn't go together,
right?
But I went and saw it the same day you did. It was some holiday.
It had
I remember.
To be Christmas. Yeah.
And I went with the brothers. And then when you told us that you went with your mom, we were like, oh my God.
I thought it was Boiler Room.
Because the open scene, if you guys ever seen Wolf of Wall Street, the opening scene is Leonardo DiCaprio doing a line of drugs. Yep. Off of a young industry type woman's behind.
Yes.
Opening scene. Like sitting next to you. Like I sat next to my mom when we watched Titanic when I was like this big.
And I thought
he's painting a half. It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
I thought it was the Titanic
version. Don't take your mother to see a Leonardo DiCaprio film. I learned that now.
Yeah, I learned that now. But no, it was oh my God, talk about wanting to just die. And if you know my mom, and most of you don't, she's hella religious. She is a saint. And I should have watched.
If you ever need someone to pray for you, it's Mama Power. She is a great holy woman that you definitely don't want to sit next to and watch Wolf of Wall Street.
I couldn't believe it.
My God.
I thought if anybody's ever seen Boiler Room, I thought it'd be like that, like the Titanic version of that. I honestly thought it'd be a weaker version of Boiler Room.
And listen, that's how all love stories start there.
Yeah.
The nice line of something of a woman you're paying. So getting back to Ohtani, which is what started all of this.
I haven't seen a movie with my mom since.
I don't blame you. It's too risky. You can't go see the Barbie movie. I guarantee if you go see Barbie with your mom, there'd be no way anything crazy would happen. Angels announced they're all in for Ohtani. He's not leaving. He's not going anywhere. Takes all the markets away. No one can have him. They're just really gonna keep him, and then now the negotiation starts.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's really all it is.
Look, like he's got a chance to beat the home run record. He's got 39 home runs and counting, maybe more while we're recording this. But it's insane, man. Like, so they announce they're keeping him. Right. They make a trade that, hey, look, all right, it's a decent trade, nothing crazy. To help build, but then he goes out, throws a one hitter he's doubleheader. He plays both games. Throws a one hitter in the first game, complete game, one hitter, and then 2 home runs in the next one.
He gets a blank check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care where every team should say, what do you want?
No,
He's getting above Aaron Judge number. He's getting a long-term contract. It's going to be a 8 to 10 year contract, $1 billion.
Yeah.
He's getting Jeff Bezos money. There's just it doesn't matter at this point. Health it does not matter. You pay the man because he's worth it. Even if you get 3 seasons out of him, he's going to be worth it. I mean, come on. A guy like Pujols got 10 years. I mean, you can't give this guy any less than that.
No.
But that was the biggest news at a trade deadline. Honestly, all the only big fish that everybody had their eyes on. We can get rid of the jar, or we can spend that money.
We should
go down to PC Richard and spend that money. I love it. We have our nice little PC Richard mugs for those of you watching on YouTube. Drinking our coffee out of those mugs. Check it out. It is hot. We said this weekend, Philly. Stop by PC Richards for any cooling needs. And I'm not talking just fans and air conditioners, fridges, freezers, whatever appliance you need to help keep you cool during this little heat wave. Buy a freezer and just go sit in it. Who cares?
Or a temperature-controlled pillow.
Man. I'm telling you.
You ever want the cool side of a pillow? Check out PC Richard & Son because it's both sides are always cool. You never have to flip that thing. It's nuts, dude.
Amazing. Check out PC Richards for all of your appliance needs. Let's get into something a little crazy here. And you were the one that introduced this to me, and it's blowing my mind.
Yo, and the funniest thing was, so I was prepping for it and trying to nicely explain it to my wife why Peyton's listening. And because you never think your kid's listening until like you're mid-conversation and realize your kid's listening. It's the worst thing in the world. By the way, shout outs to Peyton before we get into this. She's now a 2-wheeler. Can ride a 2-wheeler, bro.
Yes.
Dad achievement unlocked.
There it is.
Took 20 minutes. She was flying past me. I promised her I'd mention on the radio. So here you go, Pay. I love you. Great job. But yeah, so we're going to talk about this. It's we talked about Ohtani. So we're going to talk about the original Babe Ruth of baseball, which was George Herman Ruth. He's a stone cold murderer.
Did Babe Ruth set his wife on fire? Who was Babe Ruth's wife?
Mm-hmm.
Did he kill her? So it's this whole deep dive. How did this even pop up? Like whether or not Babe Ruth killed his wife? Because this man celebrated.
You know how I sent
across all sports.
You know how my buddy Mike, and I'm sure you're tired of it. I've been sending a lot of reels and DMs lately to the point where I got to chill out. Like tonight, I'm just gonna put the phone down. But I went into like a deep dive, and then all of a sudden it was like, did Babe Ruth kill his first wife?
I'm telling you, man. It's so to give you the 3-minute story. That's about all the time we have until the end of the segment. But Babe Ruth had this wife. He had a daughter with, and then he started sleeping around. He's Babe Ruth. I mean, I don't care who you are. You could be any athlete that's on top of their game like that. You
and they're going to want to be on top of something.
That's right. That's right. I'm not condoning. I'm not saying it's good that he did. I'm just saying,
even Kobe slipped up.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So they kind of split, I guess. You know more about this than me. I'm just kind of seeing
this.
Apparently,
like he asked for a divorce. She refused without taking a lot of his money. Mm-hmm. Like she wouldn't leave without getting a blank check, essentially.
Yeah, good for her.
Right.
Well,
maybe not. So why Babe was on the road. There was a terrible freak accident at the home.
It happens. I mean, we're talking, this is the 20s. This is before World War II.
Right.
So anything can happen. I don't know. It could be before 1 and 2. I don't know when one. No, it's before.
But
World
also there's no forensics or anything to prove that it wasn't a freak accident.
Let's see.
There's a fire at the house.
There's a fire at the house.
Right.
Rumor has it his ex-wife took too many sleeping pills and just fell asleep. That was the primary investigation. It said that she just fell asleep. On who knows? Who knows? We don't know how the house caught on fire.
Right.
We don't know who had to do. They said that I guess the sister was also a possible
suspect.
The
one thing I will share is then how long did Babe wait to get remarried?
Nah, not long at all, apparently.
2 months.
Not long at all. Enough to make sure that he wasn't going to be probed anymore.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man. The things, our athletes get away with today is ridiculous. But
I think this is just
can't even get out of DUI if you're an athlete anymore. This dude got away with murder.
I think this is just bad timing. So it was January 11th, 1929. I guess did she remarry, or she had a boyfriend or something that was out watching a boxing match?
I guess. I don't know. All I know is she refused to divorce the babe without getting paid.
Daughter was out at a boarding school, a Catholic boarding school, the good old days when more people would just send their kids out. Helen was alone at home. She took a few sleeping pills, turned on the radio, and fell asleep in the second floor room. Who takes sleeping pills and then turns on the radio, by the way?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Like, man, I'm having trouble sleeping. Let me take these sleeping pills. And then let me just turn something on.
But I guess like some people need that white noise, like, right? I don't know. Like, I don't have a TV in my room. I can't have one.
I used to, but then I just stopped.
Right.
I used to like set a timer and then just whatever.
No, I can't. I have blackout curtains. Like, I want to be in a coffin when I sleep.
So she took sleeping pills. She fell asleep, turned the radio on, fell asleep. And then around 10 p.m., a passerby notices smoke sweeping from the window. Immediately informed authorities, but by the time the firefighters reached the flames, it was gone. That's it.
We're now a true crimes podcast.
That's right. They found her with major burns and declared her as dead. So we don't even know if the fire killed her. Could have been the sleeping pills.
Oh my God.
You know what? We're gonna have to take a quick break. We're gonna go to a deep dive. Check out our socials. Divide Live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the YouTube that you can watch us live on. Give Us a Shot Network YouTube or Fox Sports The Gambler YouTube. Head on over there. You guys can see the in between, the commercial breaks, the banter, and then pretty much the whole show. So we're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back. Philly, stay with us.
Jesus.
Is your bonus content. We're going to talk some more George.
So
Herman
they
Ruth.
found her, Helen Ruth. So I guess this Edward individual,
Speaking of golfing too, I know from my time
Dr. Edward Kinder
in the Hall of Fame that Babe Ruth got a hole in one as well, and I just feel like
I feel like if we played golf 3 to 4 times a week in our lifetime, we would get a hole in one.
I don't. It's just like I'm the better bowler out of a lot of our friends, and
I just think like
they all have 300s.
Talking like with the courses
average,
we play, like you go to Gamblers, they have that hole 3 par 3 that's like 110 yards. Like it's a joke.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
yeah,
that's actually probably too easy for us. We could never do that. So she moved in with Dr. Edward Kinder, a World War I veteran. That's so nice. He was out at a boxing match. Then he got home. When Edward was informed about a woman that died at his home, he told the medical examiner that she's my wife. Her name is Helen Kinder. So did they actually get married?
Yeah.
Medical examiner evaluated. They said there was no indication of violence, and the condition of the body was consistent with a theory of death from suffocation in a fire. Oh, that's not juicy. Suffocation and fire.
But also, like, the other thing is too, like, if I'm Babe Ruth, like, you're such big time, you don't want your wife to have happiness. Like, you want to leave her, and you know what I mean?
Especially
like,
if they're trying to take all that money.
Pompous. Yeah,
like, come on.
I don't know. There's some great stories about Babe Ruth. There's some bad ones. I don't think he should be canceled, but this is definitely a head scratcher. Whereas, like, there would have been way more evidence and things looked at if it happened in this day and age, for sure. You know, that's how I feel. I don't know. So it was worth diving into. I think it's a fun topic. I don't know. And I knew you didn't really know about it, so I knew I was smacking you upside the head when you read the highlights.
My God. They think that Edward had spiked her drink before he left.
So he was a part of it?
I guess. I don't know. Then he
Nobody
later
wanted this lady.
This is ridiculous. This is why
we're
you can get away with murder back in the 30s.
We're gonna have to make a 3-part episode. Divide. Jerem, you could talk too. We're on break, so if I see you trying to fix things, I appreciate you. Always here to help. But we got to make a 3-part mini series about Babe Ruth. Maybe we'll partner up with the stuff about sports guys.
Might have to.
Yeah, but it should be like a true crimes type episode.
Let's get back to it. I'm ready when you're ready.
Cool.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
And we're back, everybody. If you were on YouTube doing the break, we discussed the crazy theories or happenings of that whole Babe Ruth murder mystery of Helen Ruth and all that good stuff. Let's switch gears for a little bit from baseball. Let's go over to football. Camps have been open. A lot of football.
He's saying the mics aren't plugged in.
News. That can't be true.
We did a sound check and everything.
Probably. Great ballpark and a beautiful chance to sweep. He understood the wild card race. Like they really did. Long-term contract. It's going to be a 8 to 10 year contract, $1 billion. Yeah. He's getting Jeff Bezos money. There's just you with Mike.
I know we're still live. We're just
yeah, we'll edit it.
Yeah. That's the beauty of editing a radio show while also being live on YouTube, is you could do a sound check and not really care about it. But
we're good, right?
I think we're fine.
If you can hear it through your phone, then we're definitely good.
Yeah, I just want to go. Maybe he fixed it. I'm just gonna go right to the beginning again, real quick.
Well, yeah, I was gonna... Are you muted right now, Mike? What's that little microphone? Is your mic not?
No, it's just another camera, dude. It's a secondary camera.
Oh.
So
let's rock then.
I'm just gonna go back to where we were at. Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, we're good. All right, hit the intro again.
All right. Sorry, more bonus content.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
And we are back, everybody. If you joined us on YouTube Live, we did a little bit of a deeper dive into the whole Babe Ruth, Helen Ruth murder conspiracy and who was married to who and who was the real killer and what their motives were. We didn't do any of that, but we did dive a little bit more into it and how crazy it was and how easy you can get away with murder in the 1920s and 1930s.
Dude, it's absolutely crazy. Like, and they're all pointing fingers, but nobody went to jail.
No,
like
it's like, yeah, the cops are like, yeah, that's one theory.
Yeah,
that's one theory.
And that could have been it.
You're probably right.
We're gonna go with freak accident. Case
closed. It's fine. The fires, they happen all the time.
Yeah. And how far have we gone as a,
My God, you can't this is going to sound so terrible. You can't even pee outside without someone's camera catching it anymore.
My God, dude.
It's unreal. Let's switch over. Let's talk some football news. Training camps have been open. Yeah. Football news have just, it exploded this week between contract negotiations, and we'll get into Saquon Barkley. We'll talk about the whole running back committee. We'll talk about a couple different things, fan markets too. Let's just kind of dive in. We're going to go a little quick fire here, Mike. I'm just going to throw a couple things out. So earlier this week, there was a Zoom call with a list of running backs that attended just to kind of discuss, and this was not early, but it was last Saturday.
Too funny.
Just to kind of discuss how to drive the market up on running backs. And we had a good conversation about this, so I wanted to bring it back on air. So in this Zoom call, you had Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, Pollard, Chubb, Najee Harris. And they threw out a couple of possibilities on how to kind of drive their market up. And someone suggested, I don't know who exactly, but there was rumor that someone suggests exaggerating injuries, to make I can't come back, because they're not getting paid. I guess
like
if
the
they
NBA.
Or
they
just
want to trade
something to the effect of we want to really show our team, that they need us. When in reality, and then you see it more in the running back position because they're mainly the ones getting hurt. But in reality, when it comes to running backs, if someone gets hurt, you see it all the time in fantasy. You pick up some random person off the waiver wire because they're next up and they end up going off insane with however many touchdowns and however many yards. So it's not really a matter of exaggerating injuries, but how can you get the running back market up? And I said you can't.
Yeah.
It's just the name of the game. And the only longevity and the only position where you're going to get a lot of money is going to be the quarterback. And wide receivers, a few have the ability to get paid. But you're never going to see a long-term guaranteed contract for running backs. You're only really going to see that for quarterbacks.
Right.
But you had made a good point.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the way the NFL is structured. It sort of is, but you talk in fantasy football.
Yeah.
When you draft in fantasy football, go ahead.
We're always talking running back way before we're ever talking quarterback. So it just goes to show the drop off and how valuable a good running back is. Right. So I would almost say like, hey, mid-season, they should be able to negotiate the rest of their season, or something like that, because it is such a small freaking window. But I'm sorry. And Giants fans, you could hate me for this, and this could be because I'm a dumb Giants fan. And we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh,
but Danny Dimes isn't even the best quarterback on your team.
No.
Saquon Barkley is. Barkley's a better quarterback. The dude can throw freaking bullets out there, man, and bombs. I bet you he could out throw Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you. This man should have been paid a lot more than what he got. It's only $1 million more than what he would have gotten through, the franchise tag. And now they can franchise tag him again. So unless he has like a verbal agreement with them that they're not going to do it again to him, I'm pretty sure they're going to do it again to him.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
I think running backs should be looking for like the old school cell phone contracts.
Yeah.
Make it 2 years and fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
That way,
that's it.
And they don't want to get hurt. It's not like they're looking to get an easy payday. They want to keep playing, keep making money. So they can have an amazing 2 years, and then that gives them the ability to shop around for a team that it can pay them more because they really desperately need this elite, running back here.
Yeah.
So I think you're not going to get that 5, 6 to 8 year deal as a running back. It's just not going to happen.
No, and it's just disappointing the fact that somebody has this mindset, and again, they didn't dime him out. That you could just be injured or take time off. And I just, that sucks, man. That really sucks. It just kills the game. But the disparity between a quarterback and I get it, they're like the face of it or whatever. And just the running backs to tight ends to wide receivers you see getting paid, but, and also
a few. Yeah.
Also like we meet some of these, veteran or guys that are out of the game and they're like, oh, I didn't make quarterback money. Ike Reese was the first person 15 years ago that I met that said that to me. And he was buying a TV. He's like, hey man, I didn't make quarterback money. I literally work on a radio station right now. So I was like, no, I got you. Like, don't worry about that. And, he's one of my customers and it's been really cool. DeAndre Swift, his father is my customer. From Northeast Philly. He's my customer. He just moved to Jersey. I helped him with his move and bought him some stuff, but he's not nearly paid as much as his name. Like these are household names that are paid like relievers in baseball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the crappiest pitcher in baseball gets paid $11 million.
As bad as it is, that's just the nature of the business. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a great thing. I'm not saying that it should be acceptable, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not saying they don't have any platform to stand on. It's
always advantage owner.
And exactly. And we've talked about this. Let's go into quarterback here. Cam Newton in the news this week. Fan was heckling him. And this is Cam he just always wants to run his mouth like he's got something to prove, but you can't prove it, Cam. So a fan was heckling him. It was some sort of football camp saying, how many rings do you have? How many rings?
Another football camp?
I forget. I was...
Because remember that kid camp he got heckled at too?
Yeah. This was some called out by a fan. It was some sort of football camp. Yeah. And this time it was by an adult. How many rings do you have? And Cam decided to walk over and say, I don't have any, but our bank account's not the same. It's like, why do you even choose to respond, dude? You're rich. You're an athlete. You can literally do whatever you want except win a Super Bowl and play competitively in the NFL anymore. But it's just, when you choose to stoop down to that level and respond, you're getting that response. Like, just you're getting what the media wants. You're getting these fans, just trying to ruin your day. Like, you've played in the NFL for how long? You've been in the spotlight, even since playing in Auburn. Like, it's just you got to know how to handle yourself. And not that he did anything wrong.
Right.
It wasn't like he cursed or flipped out, but it's just like at that point, you're either going to go nuclear and make headlines everywhere, or just ignore it, laugh, wave, and continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you saw it in Oakland that one time in baseball where the fan got heckled a little bit too much. Next thing you know, he's got him by the jersey. The one guy, I can't remember who it was, but freaking look, like it's just I don't know, man. You're in that element. You're still competitive. You're on the football field. Somebody's trash talking. You're going to give it back. And everybody wants to play. I'm just a fan until they get popped in the mouth or they get reacted. Yeah. So knowing all the athletes we know, even Sean Kruk, man, he was ready to pop me in the mouth. I when he saw the Mets Sox, he's like, "Are you trying?"
It's my feeling every day when I see you in Mets gear.
Yeah, I've feelings mutual, pal. But look, and eventually at the end, he's chanting "Let's go Mets," and we're hugging, and we're having a great time.
And he wasn't even
drinking. Yeah.
Cam Newton, do better. Speaking of somebody else that can do,
I'm on Cam Newton's side on this one. I'm not gonna let you just. I'm not gonna let you cut this off. Yeah, you're not. No, and you know what? He's right. But also, like what you're saying, based off your bank account, keep your mouth shut. But Cam's reason for not having a ring was not Cam's fault. That's all I'm saying.
Disagree. But let's move on here to another quarterback that is no stranger to the news circuit here. Deshaun Watson had his little press conference after camp one day, and he went off on a tangent blaming the media for the, quote, narrative of at least the 25 women suing him for sexual harassment and how it kind of tarnished his name, blaming the media's narrative, not the 20 to 25 or over 25 women that actually accused him of doing this and all the DMs and all that other stuff, but blame the media's narrative for why things ended up the way he did. Smart or stupid, Mike?
You're guilty in this society until you prove your innocence. And sometimes even when you prove your innocence, you're doomed, right? So everybody, I don't know, I think that when there's smoke, there's fire. That's true. It's a tightrope, right? Like, you don't know really what happened unless there's evidence. I want to talk about Patrick Mahomes' brother or whatever. That was a terrifying situation where he was like groping that woman. Yeah. That man belongs behind bars. So like, I wish the media would push that agenda.
Well, he would
more.
be if he couldn't make bail.
I mean, I get that. I get that, but we don't talk about it enough. Like, that guy should be burned at the stake.
Well, I think we don't talk about it because it's so cut and dry. Right. Oh yeah, there's the video. He definitely did that. Right. There's no way he's coming back, and no way you're not gonna see him around the NFL this year. He's gonna be on everybody's watch list. But with the Watson, even though nothing came to fruition, there wasn't hard evidence where they proved he didn't have his day in court. Everything was kind of thrown out and brushed under the rug, so to speak. Yeah. And, I think, again, as a professional athlete, if you want to leave that sort of mess in the past, then don't bring it up. Don't bring up these conspiracy theories of how the media's narrative. Just say, hey, listen, that part of my life is over. Yeah. I'm looking to continue in Cleveland, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not even a media.
Why poke the bear?
Exactly.
Too? Why poke the bear?
Exactly.
Like, the media will come back at you. Like, you're not. Yeah. I mean, we saw it even with like umpires and Max Scherzer talking about the sticky stuff. Next thing you know, he gets suspended for it. So it's like, you can't poke authority, you can't poke the press, and you can't poke the refs, So it's just three things you shouldn't do. Just and again, that we are a press-driven society. These players are put in front of a mic when they're emotional, when their adrenaline's high, and they're asked all these ridiculous questions, and then they're asked them again in a different setting. So it's just like nonstop. So I do get annoyed, and I've seen this a lot where people take sound bites, and it just it takes it away from that. But with that said, I want to talk about the press and a sound bite that I enjoy.
Go ahead.
Well, do you want to do that, or you had a thought?
I was going to move to the next one, but go.
No,
I was talking about. I want you to get your finger ready for this next one.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr. announces this year that this is his final season.
Oh, who cares?
And that's all we have to say about that. Do we want to get into this, or we want to take the break first?
We'll take a break.
We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, guys, we're going to get into the little teaser that Mike just shared. Also, we're going to rank the dumbest sports fans for the NFL, the dumbest fan base. And Giant fans, I got news for you. You're not going to be happy with this one. Coming up next, this is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
One is a Mets fan, the other is a Yankees fan. Together, they make the perfect show. It's The Divide with Mike and Corey right here on The Gambler.
And we are back, everybody. Sticking with football news. JPA Football on Twitter at JAS, I don't know, some sort of football account on Twitter. They
way to give them the shout out there.
I know.
No, they're big, dude.
They're huge, and there's a lot of content, but they put out the top, or I guess I should say the smartest to dumbest list of fan bases in the NFL. And then, of course, for some strange reason, I don't agree with it. And here's why. If number one as being the smartest fan base, the Buffalo Bills. Says fans were ranked as the smartest to least intelligent fan base in the NFL, according to a study done by gambling.com. So there's no official article that's attached to this. I really want to know what criteria gambling.com did to figure out smartest. It could be just be, betting trends. But the Buffalo Bills as the smartest fan base, you guys clear out your Walmarts of plastic tables to throw each other into before you watch a football game. You definitely can't be the smartest.
No.
100% can't be the smartest.
Not even close. I mean, and by the way, Germ was the one that shared this with us.
Yes.
Of course he would.
Buffalo Bills fan.
Of course. He just saw his team on top.
Just to go through the top five here, Mike, you have the Bills, Browns, Buccaneers, Chiefs, and Packers. Like the Browns is number two. You can't be the smartest fan base because you're still rooting for the Browns.
But outside of the Browns, unless they just know their fan base is losing, if it had to do with gambling, like those are the top four teams right now in the NFL, or close to the top, right? So their win-loss ratio would be.
Bucks are going to drop off this year, but
right?
Yeah,
this
Bills,
year,
Bucks,
but in
Chiefs,
the last 5 years,
as the Cowboy fan base is number 6, dude.
No,
I do gambling.com. You guys did a bad job with this. I can already tell. And I'm an expert in all things, everything. Bottom five, we have Giants all the way dead last, dumbest fan base in the NFL, followed by Vikings.
I agree
Jets,
with that because
Bears,
most Giants
and
fans
Titans.
are Yankee fans.
Stop it. Stop. I don't know what's worse, a Giant and a Yankee fan or a Jet and a Met fan.
Both stink.
That's just a bad combination right there. Titans being at the first of the bottom five, Bears okay. The Jets, I can definitely agree with the Jets being towards the bottom. I know a lot of Jet fans.
Dude, they are on cloud nine right now.
For what?
Rodgers
He didn't do
taking
anything.
A pay cut.
He didn't do
taking a pay cut
anything.
To free up space.
I don't care.
Also, that's dumb because like Aaron Rodgers has to lose money, but the owners don't. But I'm sure he'll get like a Johnson & Johnson partnership or something. He's getting that money back.
Aaron Rodgers wants this Tom Brady type tour.
Got that.
To prove that he can go to another franchise and win a Super Bowl. It's not happening, dude. If you couldn't do it more than once with the Packer team that you had, you're not going to do it in New York.
Also, speaking of gambling, it's not worth gambling on the Jets right now.
No.
Unless you're gambling on them to lose because like dude, even for him to be MVP, is like the odds are ridiculous.
No,
it's just small. It's like not even worth.
No,
don't do it.
It's almost it's a bad buy, guys. The Jets are a bad buy right now. For the odds that you're getting. I mean, it's the media hype is ridiculous around this team. Yeah. The other than maybe one or two changes to their offensive line, they haven't changed much. So it's what are we doing here? What are we even talking about?
Right.
So Giant fans, you guys are officially, according to gambling.com, the dumbest fan base in the NFL. And for some reason, gambling.com thinks the Bills are the smartest, but
Nah.
I don't agree with any of
Who
this.
wrote this, Jamal?
Yeah,
I'm just telling
seriously.
you.
I don't get it. Anyway, let's move back to baseball or pro wrestling. I don't know. Mike,
Yo.
go ahead and give them the clip, and we'll decide here.
Ago, you said that Zach Greinke and I are a hall of very good ball players. I think Zach and I would agree. You may be right. But I get the gist of what's going on here. I know what you're doing. You're looking down on us, a couple small market Midwest ball players, just because we're not big city, just like you. Mr. New York City, Sirius XM radio star, Mr. National Television, ESPN star, with your Fifth Avenue ties and your crisp pocket squares, your tailored suits and your polished shoes, and your hair, your perfectly coiffed Broadway hair. Must be nice to sit atop that Madison Avenue ivory tower, looking down on us with those luscious locks. Not everyone can be the next Roger Peckinpah, Mad Dog. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace.
I can't tell if he's being serious.
That voice is Joey Votto, and man, he is Mr. Promo. From his promo coming back to the Reds, where he's wearing all red, red bat, and he's walking in the dugout like Sting, WWE style, to cutting this promo and putting Mad Dog in his place. It's dude, this guy is going to make millions outside of baseball once he retires. Like, if Foul Territory is smart, they'll pick him up. If Fox Sports is smart, they'd pick him up. He's a great guy. It's just so fun to watch. Has to make that clubhouse so much better. And it's funny because he's now channeled his anger and like turned it into something great. And you could just see him growing up, because when when he was a rookie, Frazier used to get on his nerves. Yeah. So he's like, come on. If Todd would be like, Votto, what are you doing? Like, if you're gonna hit. Like, and he would just get steaming mad, and then he realized, and Todd would be like, yo, watch, I'm gonna make him upset. And like, when I was a kid, people would do that to me nonstop. Mm-hmm. And my buddy Matt would always be like, yo, like, you got to channel that. And I eventually did, but Joey Votto has done it to the next level, where now he's using that anger to entertain the rest of us. And I'm here for it all. I can't wait for that man's career after baseball.
Speaking of wrestling, you got some big
SummerSlam dude.
Coming up.
Vesper.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing a watch party with Fox Sports The Gambler, Q102, Buster from Q102, program director, also host of Bex and Buster, Sean Brace, his entire Fox Sports The Gambler crew, myself included. We're going to be there for SummerSlam watch party. We're giving away, and this is what's crazy, we're giving away WrestleMania tickets. And I don't know if you know this, how much WrestleMania tickets are already going for. Over $1,300 on average.
This is happening in Philly, WrestleMania, right?
WrestleMania, yeah.
$1,300.
Yeah, man. So imagine just so tickets to the watch party are $15 or $50. Now with $50, you get all you can eat buffet and all you can drink. So it's just open bar buffet, $50 in Center City. That's insane.
Dude, that's insane no matter what the day is.
Yeah, exactly. Or where you are.
Right.
Like 50, to get a drink and a meal right now, one drink, one meal, you're not spending $50. And then also you get to watch SummerSlam.
I went to a bring your own restaurant yesterday. So like I wasn't drinking because I had the baby with me.
Yeah.
But it still cost me $60
exactly
for me. I mean, there's a group of us, so we just split it. But that was like a restaurant where you couldn't even order your own alcohol.
Right.
So for $50 for drink whatever, eat whatever,
you're here for it.
Come on.
Yeah, no. So it's going to be a fun night. Also, we're encouraging people to dress up as their favorite wrestler. Sean Bryce has an amazing freaking outfit ready. $200.
He's not doing the Stone Cold. Is he doing the Stone Cold?
No, he's not. He's not.
Is he an Ultimate Warrior? I feel like he'd do.
No,
Ultimate
he's
Warrior.
doing. I think the Hulk and Animal. The What a Rush and the hockey football pads or whatever.
I gotcha.
Yeah, he's doing that. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. Yo, I was thinking about doing Stone Cold, and I was going to do a goatee. But then I was informed I'm probably going to be in a commercial for one of our sponsors.
Oh.
So I'm not going to change my image at all.
No.
Yeah, so I've been on a freaking fruit diet. It feels like all I'm eating is fruit and stuff. Like trying to cameraman's 10 pounds, and I won't
That's
have
what they
this,
say.
I won't have this nice little desk to hide under.
Get a tall podium,
Yeah.
like a president.
It's like what's
Be perfect.
Like, and it's remote controlled, so I could just go around the whole store like that.
So definitely check it out. More details to follow at Fox Sports with the watch party there. And last but not least, before we have to mention it because nobody's mentioning it, but aliens are real.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just like the more I feel like just either we're listening less and less to the government and everything they have to say. We're just like, okay, whatever.
They're like it's hot out. Milk is like $35 a gallon. Like, forget about gas, and like you can't afford anything. Tell them about the aliens.
Yeah,
Now's the right time.
This will boost their spirits.
Yeah.
Let them know anything's possible if aliens are real.
The government learned through COVID how to leak things out where the society just doesn't
We're
care.
just like, whatever, dude.
Right.
Hey, we believe anything you're going to send us. Just get the market down.
Two
Just
things.
get the interest rates down.
Two things now I'm worried about because like things happen in movies, then it happens in reality, right? Alternate universes. Like now I'm worried that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this deep dive about time travel
Oh, man.
if you go to the speed of light, it would only cost you 60 years to get to the next universe, but it would have been like 5,000 years on Earth. So you could be, let's do quick math. You would be 90 by the time you made it to the next universe if you're able to travel.
But
the
I'll
speed
be
of light
5,000 years ahead
of Earth.
Damn. That's a decision you got to make when you're like 10 years old.
Yeah, I'll be 40, but I'll be here. Yeah. So the fact that people are visiting us is crazy. And the fact that, we knew and now we really know is even crazier. But one thing that my brother mentioned, and I want to mention this real quick. When somebody your age dies, what's the first thing you want to know?
How?
Right. Because you're worried.
Right.
Yeah. So we were talking about
Like
that.
how?
all day.
Hit by a bus. Oh,
Yeah,
thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, my God. How? Jumped in front of a train.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Heart attack while sleeping.
Oh, my God. Or just like
high
collapsed.
blood pressure.
Oh, I don't know. They just collapsed. What?
Right. Especially now having a kid. Like, I got something to live for a little bit.
Sort of. All right, everybody. Have a good week. We will talk to you same time, same place.